Good morning, children. Today I am going to discuss with you the second and third portion of the third chapter from Class 12 Vistas Journey to the End of the Earth, written by Tishani Doshi. I have already discussed with you the part of history portion. Today I will discuss human impact and walk on the ocean. The author has already described that before human evaluation, Antarctica was part of a huge tropical landmass called the Gondwana land, which flourished 500 million years ago. And the biological flora and fauna, geological changes like changing continents, and geographical climate changes occurred, and Antarctica separated and moved away, evolving into what it is today. So, a visit to Antarctica gave the writer a deeper understanding of fold mountains, the earth history, ecology, and environment. The writer felt unsettled in 2 weeks' time, not only because she came from a much hotter place, but also because all features of human civilization were absent from an early desolate landscape. The long summers, the silence broken occasionally by cracking ice sheets and avalanches, the blue whales and the icebergs all contribute to an ecological implication that the future for humans is not good. The author further states that humans, who are known to have existed for a mere 12,000 years, have caused tremendous impact and played havoc with nature. The population explosion, these things we know, children, that population explosion, putting a stain on available resources, and then carbon emission, fossil fuels, and global warming, all these have resulted in climatic and ecological imbalances, and that have also affected Antarctica. Now, Antarctica, though unpopulated, has been affected, and there are concern for its half a million year old carbon record trapped under its ice sheets. The author then talks about students on the ICE program started by Geoff Green. So the Students on ICE program, an initiative of Canadian adventure educator, that is Geoff Green, takes students on expeditions to Antarctica, and this is to create awareness in them. And it is with the students because the students are the future policymaker. The stark proof of global warming and environmental threats helps students attain an understanding of ecosystems and biodiversity of our planet. The author further believes that his program has been successful because it was impossible not to be affected by the South Pole. So she founded the program to create a generation of future policymakers by showing them the South Pole. So with these students, that is the future policymakers, the program that she was working with on Sokalsky, it aims to do exactly that by taking the high school students to the end of the world and providing them with inspiring educational opportunities, which will help them with opportunities which will help them foster a new understanding and respect for our planet. It has been in operation for 6 years, and now it is headed by the Canadian Geoff Green. Further, the author gives the example of tiny phytoplanktons and side by side an amazing display of the food chain of the southern ocean helps in understanding the further depletion of the ozone layer and will set off a chain reaction that will affect the global carbon cycle. So the simple truth is, take care of the small things and the bigger ones will automatically be taken care of. So in this respect, the author experienced something similar when her ice ship stuck between ice, And while on ice, the author saw the layers of ice giving way to water. And at that time, the author realized that everything is connected together. And now the author muses. Muses means thinks on the beauty of balance that underlies the life of planet on Earth. And she wonders that what would happen to the Earth if Antarctica become a warmer place, if humans would become extinct like dinosaur. So, thinking about all these things, however, she's after spending 2 weeks with idealistic teenagers, the author felt optimistic about the future. Optimistic means positive thinking. And she thought about the dinosaurs, and thus she thought about the past. She thought about the past, how temperature and pressure, and because of the fossils that are also the rich sources for understanding our past of the earth. And present, she is giving light on the present facts that icebergs are melting, and as a result, if all these icebergs would melt, what will happen to the earth? So, before their return, the author got an opportunity to walk on the ocean at 65.55 degrees south, which made her realize that she was walking on 180 meters of ocean water, a rich kaleidoscopic of life. And reaching home, she wondered whether Antarctica would ever be a warm again. How much difference a million years can make, and that each day makes a difference. And ultimately, the author is raising a question about the future, because our future depends upon the present situation. So at the end of the story, the author is raising few very important questions up to the readers, that how would it be if Antarctica were to become the warm place that it once used to be, and will we be around to see it, or would we have gone the way of the dinosaurs, mammoths, or woolly rhinos? Who is to say? But after spending 2 weeks with a bunch of teenagers who still have the idealism to save the world, all I can say, the author is telling, all I can say is that a lot can happen in a million years. But what a difference a day makes. So, in Hindi there is a kahavat, बूंद बूंद से सागर बनता है. So at the end we can say that this is the world where we are existing right now, and to maintain this sustainable development, we have to judicially use our nature. So this chapter, children, the author Tishani Doshi, she has explained that students are the future generation policy makers, so they have to be conscious regarding our environment, so that their judicial use of resources, their scientific outlook must save this planet and must make it a sustainable planet for everybody. Thank you all.